Hi. I have not posted for a very long time. I have been doing some inner work, and I posted just a simple spinning wheel video on my channel, and I actually created it for a friend who lives at a distance, and we talk pretty much every day through Messenger. And so I sent her the link for the video, and then I thought I would just make it public and put it out on my channel. So I did, and a very dear follower commented on it. And she commented that it had been so long since I had done a reading. And that is true. I have been doing some inner work that really is not something that I can verbalize, and it took up a lot of my free time, which I don't have a lot of free time as it is. I help care for my granddaughters during the week, so yeah, anyway, my channel sort of fell away because there were just some other focuses that had come up, and I apologize for that. I don't know that I'm necessarily coming back, but I felt drawn to do a reading. I don't know what this reading is about, and I don't know who this reading is for, so if it resonates with you, take it. If it doesn't, leave it. I'm not even sure what the format of this reading is going to be. And I'm also not presentable to be on camera. I just felt called to do this reading, and so I apologize for the weird camera angle too, but I wanted to show you the cards rather than to show you me. I'm definitely in weekend mode, and my hair is definitely not fit for the camera, so we're going to go with this. So Spirit, thank you for being here with me to fumble through this reading. And I apologize to all of you if it's a little rusty. I don't do a lot of readings anymore. I do occasional readings for myself and for friends, but there has been some other focuses that have been going on. So the cards don't speak to me as often as they used to, but I'm feeling like they will today. So I'm just going to pull some cards initially here and see if it tells me what direction we're going to go with this. So Spirit, what do we need to talk about today? Scorpio. October through November. Scorpio. The sting. A small creature who carries a hefty punch. What else do we need to know, Spirit, about Scorpio? I am not an astrologer, so I don't know much about where the planets are, etc. right now. Okay, this card has been coming out a lot for me lately. And it speaks to me of perhaps a malevolent force. I hesitate to say that, but it speaks of a coercion, perhaps. Someone who's maybe not telling you the whole story, and trying to gain your trust or trying to win you over. So these two together lead me to believe that there may be someone in your life who is telling you a beautiful story to try and draw you in, but there may be a sting waiting if you are drawn in. So this may be a bit of a cautionary tale to carefully examine anything in your world that comes around and looks pretty and enticing. There may be something behind it that's not good for you. So be aware of that. I don't believe these other cards, although the turtle card is speaking to me. This turtle card. And I think that that is also dealing with this situation, telling you to be wise, to go slow, to examine things carefully before you jump. Jump because it's coming to me because of the story of the tortoise and the hare. So the tortoise versus the hare. Don't jump into something too quickly before you take your time and patience. And this is a very wise old turtle. So just be very aware, and you have the wisdom. And here we also got the bear card, who's also very, very wise and very strong. So I think bracketing this situation is saying that you've got the wisdom and the inner strength to avoid whatever this is, this pitfall. If there is a pitfall coming your way. We also got the sun and the garden card. So, you know, that could go a couple of different ways. That could be enlightenment about this situation, or it could be drawing you in. It could be, you know, going down this garden path toward the sunlight. You may be, if you're not careful, if there's something bright and shiny down the path, you may be led toward this light, which may not be, you know, it may not be all that it seems. Yeah, we also had, at the bottom, we had the demon and the goblin card. So there's definitely something here that could draw you in. But I also believe that you have the capacity to avoid it. So, and then we also got the Taurus and the Lighthouse card. So it could be that there might be, I'm feeling that this is a stubborn friend who is telling you, don't do that. And you may look at them as, why are you dragging your heels about this? Come on, don't be a stick in the mud. But this individual is trying to show you the light, perhaps, that this is not as good a situation as it initially looks like it might be. So, all right, let's start there. There may be somebody who is trying to attract you to something that may not be good for you. And if you use your wisdom and your patience and your inner strength, you can avoid going down a path that is leading you astray. And there also may be a friend who is providing you good counsel, but it doesn't seem that way. It seems like they're being afraid, and they are holding you back when you really want to do something that feels like it's going to be good. It may not be good. So then we also got the Bee card and the Ostara card. The spring equinox, but I'm more drawn to this bunny on this card. So again, I think here we are having, you see how they're facing away, the bee and the bunny are facing away from each other. And the bunny is facing the girl, and the bunny is just like trying to get her attention, maybe get some pets, and the bee is busy doing the work. So the bee and the bunny are at odds with each other. The creature here that is soft and cuddly and looks like something that you want to maybe stop and pet, whereas the bee, many people are afraid of a bee. They're afraid it's going to sting them. But in reality, the bunny is the one that's going to pull you away from your path. The bee is focused and heading toward a goal. So again, along the same message, just reminding you to stay focused on your task and not be drawn astray by shiny things. So let's see, what else do we need to know about today? I have a favorite spread that I would like to do. Let's use this deck. No, use this deck. We're going to use the Magical Hours Tarot. That deck that we just used was the Shadows of the Middle Ages Oracle. And I guess it's considered an oracle. Then let's dive into the Magical Hours Tarot. And the spread that I want to do, and this may give us a little more clarity for you on the situation that was foreshadowed in the previous cards. This is a spread that talks about a central situation and something you may not see about that situation, something you already know about that situation, an action to take, and a possible outcome. So let's see what we get there. That might be helpful in kind of defining what to watch for. The situation that you may be drawn toward that might not be the best thing for you. Spirit, thank you for your messages. Can you give us an idea of what this situation could be? And of course, this is going to be different for everyone. But perhaps this will give us, the Ace of Cups. This situation, it could be regarding a new love. It could be someone that, again, the poppy lady trying to draw you in, maybe into a relationship, a new relationship that may not be good for you. They may have an ulterior motive. It could also be a situation that is very emotional. And perhaps a new situation. Being the ace, it is something that you have not experienced before. Or if you have, it's perhaps been when you were in a different state of mind or a different time in your life. It could be something perhaps from your childhood. This Ace of Cups is a very sort of a almost childlike innocence to it. So it may be something that is hearkening back to your childhood, and it may end up being a very emotional trigger for you. Something that has not really presented itself perhaps now in your adult life. So the situation, you'll know it because it will be emotional. And the goldfish that's here in her bowl, fish are oftentimes a symbol of good fortune, especially goldfish. So it could be that this situation that's presenting itself might feel to you like it is fortuitous, and perhaps might be something that looks like it's going to bring you a bunch of money. I think that the way to be most aware of this situation is if it presents with a very strong flash of emotion. We've got the red hair and the orange fish, very sacral chakra energy. So if it feels like a gut feeling, something doesn't feel right in your gut, if it makes you feel sick in your gut a little bit, but still you're enticed by it, that may be something to watch out for. This card is this particular deck. Each card talks about a particular time of day. This is dawn. So it could literally be something that happens early in the morning, although I'm not getting a strong feeling about that. It's a new situation that perhaps harkens back to your childhood, to a memory from your childhood, but that hasn't cropped up for a long time. So that could be somehow the situation for you. So thank you, Spirit, for that message. The next position that we want to look at is what is there about this situation that you are not aware? What is a hidden element about this situation? Okay. So we got the Ace of Swords and the King of Pentacles. So again, we may be talking about money here. You know, the fish here talked about a possible windfall, and the King of Pentacles, you know, he's pretty much got it all. He's pretty wealthy. So this may look like something that is going to bring you a lot of money. However, the Ace of Swords, I'm getting a feeling from this, you know, the Ace of Swords talks about a new idea. So it could be that someone is presenting a new idea to you that doesn't feel right to you, but they're telling you it's going to make you a ton of money. So, you know, if that's the case, it could be that, you know, what you don't know about this, the hidden element about this is that, that this idea that they have is either not well thought out, or it is designed to look good on the surface, but then only serve a particular individual, perhaps. You know, it could be like a pyramid scheme kind of a thing. And this card deals with, obviously, the nighttime. So again, that talks about possible hidden elements about this idea, things that are purposefully kept from you. She looks as though she is, you know, guarding something with this sword. So it, again, you know, it could be presented to you as something that is really going to be beneficial, make you a ton of money, or very prosperous, or just like bring you a lot of good things. But it actually, it could be a double-edged sword. There may be, it may not be what it looks like on the surface. So there is the element that you are not aware of. Spirit, what, thank you for that message. What is an element about this situation that the collective is aware of? What do they see? What do they know about this? Okay, we got the Justice card reversed. So deep down you know that this may not be fair. There may not be an equitable distribution of whatever comes in, whatever is gained through this idea. And you either might know that at a gut level, or they may, I'm actually getting a message that they might tell you up front. You know, at first you're not going to see a lot from this, but you just got to stick with it. You know, the justice is blind, and so, but because this is reversed, it's not going to be fair. And I don't, because this justice is blind, I don't know that you consciously are admitting that, but you do know it. You are aware that's the case. This is not going to be equitable. This is not going to be even. So that is something that you are aware of. Okay, so Spirit, what is the action that the collective should take? What is the best action for them to take? Okay, so we've got the Three of Wands, and then we've got the King of Wands reversed. So my feeling in this is that you should go ahead and this may be a way for you to expand your wealth, perhaps, or your abundance. If you take a chance and you really go after it. You see all of these fish here? You know, this is a sign of a great deal of abundance that's a potential. But because the King of Wands is reversed here, It's saying that the steps that are being proposed to you to take for this particular offer or this particular I don't know how do I say this? This particular effort, the steps to take that are being told to you are not the steps that will benefit you the most. But there is a way to work with this idea, to change this idea, to bring the wealth. The idea needs an expansion. It needs to be expanded, but not necessarily, and it's not the idea, it's the action. Yeah, it needs to, the action needs to be taken differently, but also it needs to be taken very carefully. And perhaps that's what this is saying, that this individual is saying we need to jump in now, we need to get in, like for instance, I'm hearing before the market closes. So they may be urging you to do something immediately, right away, but this is telling you to wait on the big action. There is an action that can be taken now, but it is a different action than what they are recommending that you take. And it is following, it's following where the money is going. So they may be saying, that, I don't know, everybody else is investing in this. We need to go the opposite direction. But this is in fact saying no, that you do need to swim in the same direction. You do need to follow the money in the same direction. But there has to be an expanded idea, and it needs to be taken with a great deal of caution and patience. So don't jump right in. If they're telling you you need to jump right in, we need to do this now, that's not the way to go for this particular, whatever this is. And I feel as though it's some sort of money-making venture. But there is money there. There is money there, but it's not, they may be telling you that, if we act right now and put a bunch of money in or do this particular action, then we will get this quick return. And that is not the way to go. The fast money is not the way to go with this. This is very definitely saying that the action that you need to take needs to be more patient. So there's that. Let's see, the action that you want to take. We're going to put this down here. Okay, so Spirit, thank you for that message. What is the outcome of this? What is the outcome for the collective? What is the potential outcome for them? Okay, we got the Strength card and the Seven of Pentacles. The Strength card and the Seven of Pentacles. So the outcome of this is patience and waiting. I would love to be able to give you a more definitive answer, but this is very, very definite. This is holding your inner strength, believing in what you see, how you believe this needs to unfold, and I believe that is, from these cards down here, that is waiting for the right moment to do whatever this is. And this is saying that at this point, the outcome that is the best for you is waiting. Spirit, can you give us a, do we want a timeline? Spirit, who is going to be involved in this action? Who is going to be in this action? I don't think this is the right deck. Let me see. Who is going to be involved in this situation? So we got the Five of Swords and the Four of Swords. That's interesting. Five of Swords and the Four of Swords. Well, this is saying that if you go all in on this, and this is not exactly answering my question, although it may be somewhat, but if you go all in and are just hell-bent on winning, or this person, perhaps, who's presenting this idea is just hell-bent on winning at all costs, it's going to cost, it's going to harm you. Yeah, it's going to harm you, and it's going to actually create... Yeah, this person is, I mean, they're all for themselves, whoever this is. And it may not be purposefully, but they have perhaps blinders on. They have an idea of something that is going to make them a bunch of money, and they can't see beyond that. So they may be just like jumping in, and if you tell them, no, we need to wait, or we need to do this differently, and we need to take our time, they're not going to like that answer, and it could be something that ends up harming you or harming the friendship. But I think these cards have shown that it's really important to stand in your strength and wait. Spirit, thank you for that. And I guess I want to know if this is, if this is going to harm this friendship. What is going to happen, or this association? What's going to happen with this? Okay, so we got the Nine of Pentacles. So the outcome is going to be that you are going to profit from this. You are going to be I hesitate to say abundant, but and I'm hearing that from stepping away from this situation, if this individual is not willing to go along with waiting, will ultimately benefit you. And I feel as though you're going to end up fine from this situation. And I don't know whether that means that this association will continue and it will survive this if there's a disagreement, or if it means that this association will not continue, and that is what is best for you. That may be the case, because this individual is by herself. So it could be that this individual that is trying to bring you into this situation is not good for you. Or they don't have your best interests at heart, which I think we've seen throughout this reading. They definitely don't have your best interests in the forefront. They see their own interests. And again, that may not be malicious. It could just be they're excited about whatever the situation they've been presented with is, and they want to bring you in, but they haven't really thought it through. Spirit, what else does the collective need to know about this? What else does the collective need to know? Okay, so we got the Creatrix, which is the Magician. So what you need to know is that you have the ability, just within yourself. You don't need this other individual to be abundant. You actually are, I want to say, more capable than this individual is. This individual is very one-dimensional. They have a very narrow idea of what works and what doesn't. You, on the other hand, have the ability to diverge from what they're presenting, what the plan seems to be, when you realize that the plan is not ideal, that there's a better way to go about it. So thank you for that message, Spirit. Is there anything else that I need to tell the collective? Temperance reversed. Okay, so what this is saying, what I just received, is that you won't have to wait long. Whatever this is, if you go your own way and you realize that you need to take some time with this rather than just jump right in, this is saying you won't have to wait long for the pieces to come together. So, there's that. I hope it helped. And I will see if I can perhaps do some more readings here in the near future. Again, I apologize for being gone so long, taking such a long absence. I don't know what the future is going to bring. I don't know what my current work is going to turn into. Right now, I'm kind of in an in-between place, so I have a little bit of time. I also am being drawn to pull from these cards, yellow. So that I take as the solar plexus chakra. So your confidence and your strength of character is going to come into play with this. What else, Spirit? What else? What else does the collective need to know from this deck? Okay, we got left or right. Right. So the right side is the side of action, of moving forward. The more masculine side, we got Pluto. Pluto is again, I'm not an astrologer, but I'm getting a feeling that Pluto is a planet that pushes. It is not well understood. It is far, far away. I'm feeling like there's some restriction there. And then I got this card that says you may not realize it, but you're not in your body. So Pluto being so far away, and this card speaking of being not in your body, it could be that perhaps in your dreams you're doing some astral traveling and there may be some messages there that you need to be paying attention to. Remain in the background. So perhaps lucid dreaming is important for you. If you are familiar with lucid dreaming or not, you may want to look that up and learn a little bit more about it. Watching yourself dream, being more aware of what's going on there. And then we got Einstein. So there may be some amazing discoveries or understandings that can come out of your dreams. We got also butterfly at the bottom, so the butterfly effect. You know, everything that happens, even the smallest thing, has an effect on everything else. So, okay. So there is that. I'll take one quick feel of the charms here and see if we're supposed to pull any charms. All right, well, we got some out to begin with. We got the fish again. So there is some abundance coming. Let's put that here with this fish. We got the Taurus again. So very definitely a message there. The King of Pentacles is also a bull here. So that abundance, being very bullish to go after that perhaps is important. We got some words. We got storm. We got chain. some, cool, men, winter, fiddle, iron, place, finger, red, juice, peach, fast. We got EST, so fastest. Iron, chain, storm, men, red, lots of very strong, perhaps root chakra words there. We got cool, winter, place, fiddle. For some reason I feel like fiddle fits in with winter. And then we got peach juice. So yeah, maybe those mean something to you. Anyway, that's what I have for you today, and I hope this helps somebody, and I will try to do some more readings here in the near future. But I appreciate your coming and joining me today. I'll see you next time. Bye.